So this Bentley out here happens to be owned by Mr. Jagdish Sakasi. They've had it in the family for many years. Mr. Jagdish Sakasi also happens to have racing and rallying pedigree right back from the old days when my dad used to rally. And in fact, they're
No, I
friends.
didn't know that, yeah.
And they've had this car, and this is actually a French-bodied Bentley.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful
Wow.
car.
It's
a
absolutely
very
gorgeous. Look at
yeah.
the lines on that.
Very well restored, very well looked after.
Yeah.
And he again uses and enjoys driving his cars.
Yeah, I
know?
in fact see him around because in the modern cars that he has a white Mercedes SLS.
That's right.
And I do see him on Sundays and things
That's right.
driving around. And
That's
it's,
right.
it's great to see that.
Yeah. And he still loves driving this, though he finds the steering a little hard, but but other than that he still uses it.
Yeah, lovely. Gorgeous car. And
Yeah.
such a nice person.
Absolutely. So I believe that this is one of the hunting cars from way back in the past, hunting cars, if I'm not mistaken. But I haven't seen this car out for a long, long time. But she's just an absolute beaut.
Yeah.
Absolute beaut.
And again, you're seeing, now what's also happening is you're seeing some cars which have obviously been in India.
Yeah.
And now they're termed as India cars.
That's right.
And then there are cars which have also come in to the market.
True.
Which are now termed as imports.
That's right.
So to speak. So it's good to now, pit one against the other as well. I mean, obviously the import cannot keep up with the history of the car. That you cannot match that. But it's nice to have a bit more.
Yeah. You know what's really nice is that the standard of restoration of the Indian restorers has gone up drastically.
Yeah.
And it's not only about it's just gone up. It's because of the fact that there's shows like these and more international shows that have been coming into India, cars going out of India for shows, that has taken the level of restoration up and has been one of the key factors of why people suddenly have realized that, hey, wait a second, I can do this as well.
Yeah.
And let's work towards getting the cars done and get it to that level, so you can compete on an international level also.
Yeah. Again, that was so clear to see in the last Oberoi concourse that took place.
Absolutely.
You saw the quality.
Yes.
And it was, the quality of the cars was international level.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no denying that. And one also has to realize that, again, all of these things need money. There's no sort of,
course, absolutely.
running away from that fact.
Yeah.
But we are still much cheaper in India.
Much cheaper. We're almost 1/3 the price of anything else worldwide, and that's why I think people have recognized and realized that India is the place to send their cars for restoration.
So I'm saying, I think we should the government should try to see if they can promote that again from a Make in India, because we talk about this, the Indian artisans and the karigars,
Absolutely.
right? And
Exactly.
this is an art form.
Absolutely.
I feel. Another very special car because this car again belongs to dear friend Johan.
Yes.
And he's taken this car international. They've taken them to some very significant events where
That's right.
the level of judging is very meticulous, so
Absolutely.
to speak. And the car has won prizes.
And she's been showcased all over the world, and she's winning everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
So this beautiful car was restored by none other than Mr. Vivek Goenka and Alan,
Yeah.
who restored this car to the condition she is in.
Yeah. Absolutely
And,
pristine.
every single detail
Correct.
has been taken care of.
Yeah.
I mean, the kind of details they go into is
It's
it
phenomenal. I mean,
blows my mind out sometimes.
yeah. I mean, they've even, if I recollect, this car even has its own cutlery, a set of
That is
cutlery.
correct. That is correct.
Not to mention the bags, etc. I'm sure.
So
it
they
must be
did
there.
a lot of. They went. They've got all the spec sheets from Rolls-Royce and Bentley. They made sure that they followed it. The cutlery, the cut glass, every single thing. I think it has got. If I'm not mistaken, has the decanters and the glasses also, which are all a part of the, vehicle and the way she was built for the Maharaja of Mysore.
Yeah.
And it's a stunning car. They followed it to the T, the original colors, the way it was. There's been a certain amount of special work that's gone into this car,
Correct.
and it's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah. And again, this car, there is a personal connection that I always feel when I see this car is Mysore One, because in the good old days, Baroda and Mysore were actually very dear friends.
Absolutely.
And if you go to Baroda, you will find a Mysore road.
Oh, is
and
that
I
right?
think if you go to Mysore, you'll find a Baroda,
Baroda road.
So, the families were also very, very. But what I wanted to actually speak about also, Rishad, is about Johan. And
Absolutely.
the impact that he has been able to make, because again, he has gotten into this, his love for cars has really sort of spiraled in the last 20 years maybe or so.
That's right.
And I feel that he's been able to make quite a significant impact.
Absolutely.
And also, like Gautam, has been able to raise the standards,
Yes.
because I think there are restorers, but there are also clients who want
Absolutely.
better and better. that
So he's
drive
been
that.
showcasing his cars. He wants the best.
Yeah.
He's been making sure he gets the best.
Yeah.
And he's been taking his cars worldwide and showcasing them, making sure that the India cars are seen all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's not only about him. It's him, his lovely wife, his kids. They're all a part of it. And that's what's so important about this is
Correct.
keeping the tradition alive,
Yeah.
making sure it's not only about the person, but it's about the whole family and getting everyone
Yeah.
involved in it.
Absolutely.
Because that's when you actually see the kind of the love, the passion, the kind of the kind of sentiments that go into it.
Yeah.
And I think Johan has done a fabulous job, collected a fabulous collection of cars, and he's continuously building more and more cars and
Yeah.
doing a great job.
No, and that just drives everyone better, right? Because we see that quality and we see that that's possible. So now if I'm restoring my car,
You want one
I'm
better,
like, listen, I want that finish.
Exactly.
I want, how that has turned out.
but that's exactly
And
what
that's-
happens.
And it just raises the standard for everybody, and
That's
the
right.
whole community sort of
Absolutely.
benefits from that. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great
No,
deal.
I think Johan, Gautam, Rajiv,
Mr. Goenka.
Mr. Goenka, they've all put India on the map,
Yeah.
and I think which is a great way of going forward. And there's one gentleman I have to tell you about, which he started the vintage and classic movement in India. Not many people are aware, but Mr. Roni Khan.
Okay.
He started and he was the one who was instrumental in getting the ban on vintage and classic cars in India.
From
that-
exiting.
From exiting the cars from India, and those cars were most of the cars were actually retained because of him.
We might have lost them all otherwise.
Yes, absolutely. And he had some of the most special cars. So he had the 1931 Mackenzie modified 8-liter Bentley,
Right.
which his son Darab entered and has won some competitions. And he also had a 59 Lancia Flaminia.
Right.
And as a tribute to him, we entered the car in the Chantilly concours, and the car placed second.
Wow.
So it was a great tribute to him.
Was it the red car?
The red
'Cause
Lancia.
I remember growing up seeing it
The
parked
red
at
Lancia.
the Kundanwal
Yeah.
pump.
The
Yeah.
red Lancia Flaminia. It's a
Yeah.
very special car, very special bodied car.
Right.
And it was all him who got the ban on vintage and classic cars going out to preserve the cars leaving India.
We're seeing vintage cars, cars with history, and hopefully we're going to see some younger cars making
yeah.
history for the future.
So this is from the Baroda stables, and one of your own cars. Look at her. She's just
Yeah.
like stunning car, beautiful Bentley. And can you give us a little history about it? And
I mean, this is a car, this is a 2008 model. It was imported officially into the country by Bentley. I think the first owners had a fleet of cars and they actually picked some very, very special cars. And personally, I am extremely fond of this car. I love the shape, I love coupes. So, you know, everything works for me. And even when this car was launched, I was a big fan. I never thought that I would ever get an opportunity
to buy it
to
and own
actually
it.
buy it. And one day the opportunity came up. I obviously didn't show that I was that interested, but I was extremely interested. The car, unfortunately, was in a fairly abandoned condition. She was sitting outside a workshop, and when I went to see her, it was in the middle of the monsoon, and she was, all four tires were down. All along the side were little dents because she was parked in a row of cars, so
Right.
everyone opening their door, so full of dents. But I was able to negotiate a price, and I bought the car.
Fabulous.
I brought it back to Bombay. I spent a lot of money actually to repaint the car, did the body work. It needed mechanical work, suspension, brakes. We did all of that at 4S Auto with Lalit, who also looks after some of my cars. Since then, I've been using her very frequently, runs very well, surprisingly very reliable.
Absolutely.
Just servicing.
They're bulletproof cars.
Yeah.
But
And-
Pratap, more importantly, you need to tell us about the rest of your cars. You've been hiding all of them.
They're not so hidden anymore, but 550 brake horsepower,
Wow.
1000 Newton meters of torque. There's a very famous episode of Top Gear where Jeremy Clarkson reviews this,
Uh-huh.
and when he floors the car, there's so much
Wheel
wheel
spin.
spin that he blows up one of the tires
Tires.
to that extent. So
Wow.
I was always fascinated with that. Also very rare, I feel. I think they were planning to build 500 of them
Uh-huh.
in 2008,
Okay.
but the recession hit, and as a result, they couldn't sell them.
Wow.
So they only built 435 globally. I think only 110 or 115 in right-hand drive.
Wow.
So that becomes a little bit rarer.
Yes.
And I don't think Bentley will ever build a car like this again, at least not in the near future. I don't see.
Wow.
So, I mean, I love this car a
This
lot.
is a stunning car, and you've done a fabulous job getting the whole car back and restored to original glory. I think 4S has done a fabulous job getting it done.
Yeah.
And kudos to Lalit, and I think to you for getting her and actually keeping the car, and I'm sure your kids would love it.
they do. Yeah. So we can end this with, these three
Yeah.
cars, which, I mean, they're just...
So I think these
how
are from
How
the.
to describe these?
So I think these are from Gautam's collection.
Yeah. Look
and,
at this
uh,
one. Look at the chrome on this.
They're just
What is that?
stunning.
My God. I'm just looking at this car. I'm just, it's just, look at it.
Absolutely stunning.
It's just jaw-droppingly handsome.
I believe there's one that's in the works, which belongs to you.
Oh, is it?
That
Not me, but the family.
the family, which is on the way back to getting resurrected and back on its feet.
I look
So-
forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
For sure.
look forward to it.
But absolutely gorgeous. And again, lot of good work being done by people like Mr. Rajiv Kher.
Absolutely.
You know, he's put together the Indian section of the RREC.
That's right.
And we are
Yep.
wearing these badges again.
Absolutely.
You know, such nicely made. And I think it's again important.
So Rajiv has been participating in a lot of the events worldwide. He's been putting India on the map everywhere he goes. In fact, I think he's doing a fabulous job, and that's one of the reasons why he's been invited by Rolls-Royce, I think, to represent India, and he's doing a great job. And as you can see, his this enclosure is his baby's hard work, along with Gautam.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so-
think it's a lot of effort from both of them.
Yes.
Because again, it's not easy to get cars to different venues. Owners are also fairly reluctant to send cars.
Of course.
For valid reasons. So when people understand who's sort of involved in events like this, the credibility factor I think definitely plays a strong part. And as you can see, it's a great turnout.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mumbai has witnessed a show like this, and this is the first show.
Yeah.
So one can only expect that it's going to get bigger and better down the years.
You know, we have to also thank Mr. Manvinder Barwani. I think he has been very instrumental. Mr. Nitin Dosa, Mr.
Yeah.
Barwani, Mr. Vivek Goenka, they've all been very instrumental in getting India on the world map.
Yeah. Mr.
So has
Titus.
Mr. Titus, so has Mr. Madan Mohan.
Yeah.
And they've truly been having a lot of international events which have been.
I see Mr. Madan Mohan
I can,
there.
yeah, I
We
can see
can
Mr.
chat
Madan
with him
Mohan
in a bit.
as well. So they've been bringing a lot of these, shows, bringing cars from all over the world coming into India. And I think the Indian cars, along with the foreign cars, give us a chance to see and how close they are or how far apart they are, and basically gets Indian restorers to reach that level.
Yeah, yeah. No,
know?
absolutely. I mean, there's been a lot of work that's happened over the years. I mean, today all of this is becoming more fashionable. It's becoming more prominent. But there have been
Absolutely.
a lot of people who've been working hard.
Yes.
As you mentioned, Mr. Dosa.
Yes.
I mean, the amount of work that he's put in
Absolutely.
behind the scene, always helpful. You know, it's so important what they do and how
Yeah.
they support all of us.
We have to also thank Mr. Nazir Hussain. He brought the Himalayan Rally into India. He also got a lot of the vintage movements started at the IARC, and I think that's how it basically snowballed. Mr. Vijay Mallya has
Yeah.
also been very instrumental in
absolutely.
the vintage movement, and they are the ones who actually put India on the map. So we have to thank them all for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So great. Thank you, Rashad,
Thank you,
for
Pratap.
coming on to Bagikhana.
No, thank you for having me here, and it's been a pleasure.
Insights are very valuable
Yeah.
to all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this day. I mean, this is day 1 of 3. It's been amazing for me. All the cars that I've got to see, all the people that I've got to meet. It was amazing to see school children flocking to this place. So until next time, thank you.